Hey guys, it's Drac, and we're going to be reviewing this. This is the Nerf Rival Precision Battling 40 High Impact Rounds, or HERES, Battle Cases product. Now, I want to talk about this product and as to whether or not it's worth the money, because a lot of rival accessories are more expensive than I feel like they need to be. So we're going to just go through and do a comprehensive kind of conversation as though you were standing right in front of me as to whether or not I think that this is worth what you pay for it. Now, what you pay for it varies. I will put a link to it in the Amazon description, or a link to it in the description box below on Amazon, which is the only place I've found them for sale, but it's usually a little bit north of $20, somewhere between $20, $22, or $25 is where I've seen them. But before we get into the review, I'm going to need a lovely volunteer from the audience.
I volunteer as tribute.
Yes, you do. Alright, so the Draculina is going to help us by demonstrating the practicality of this product in multiple forms. So, getting right into it, we're going to have to destroy this packaging, which is fine. Good things about it are that it is neither red nor blue, which means that you could use it regardless of which team you happen to be playing for or aligned with. Hashtag Team Red, hashtag better than blue. Anyway, the cool thing about it is that it's generic. That's where the cool stuff ends. So for the money, you're going to get both of these ABS plastic clear Tupperware-like cases, and then you get 40 Rivals rounds. So let's talk about the Rivals rounds before we talk about anything else. The Rivals rounds are expensive no matter how you purchase them. I personally like the parcel that comes with, I want to say, 20 of the, not 20, maybe it's 20 of the rounds and then a 12, or maybe it's 16. I like that kit that comes with a refill for your Nerf Zeus. These have 40 rounds. 40 rounds as compared to the 50 round packs are costing a little too much on Amazon. So for the baseline of this purpose, I have found them for $5 per 25 pack on Academy Sports in the stores and online. So I think that the balls themselves are worth a little bit under $10, roughly $8. So that means we are debating as to whether or not this plastic is worth roughly $12 to $17. And I think that by the end of this video you will understand that there's no way it's worth that. So I'll let you go ahead and attach one of these to your belt, which is of course the scenario that these are supposed to kind of deliver, and we'll just think about whether or not you can have one for now. Okay. I think I'll keep the other one. Okay. And you're supposed to kind of consider this to be your reload pack. So going right ahead, why don't you open it, and you can get in there, and now try to pull out a handful of rival rounds so that, oh wait, how many do you, oh no, you're dead. You're dead because you reached in to grab a handful. That's not enough to reload even a single Apollo magazine. And the way that these are stacked inside means that even with the Draculina's tiny hands, it's much worse with my hands. It becomes difficult to get any sort of reasonable amount of Rivals rounds out of. And that's also fun. Just a very thin opening, which is not what you want for any sort of tactical scenario. And we'll get to that later. Now, they are touting the advantages of doing this, which is taking the accessory that comes with that one pack that I was mentioning. These are, of course, rival round holders here, snapping these into place, and that's reasonably secure as far as how it's holding onto the thing, but you've just added weight and depth, and the whole point is that you can now load some clipazines on. And this actually isn't that bad to add the equivalent of, I guess, molly webbing for the holding of this into there. But I just want to point out that some of these are long, some of these are shorter, but particularly with the Zeus rounds, you just added a ton of surface area to grab on, and just like that, if you were running past a bush, or worse yet, bunkered down with a teammate, this is very flimsy. So I don't like these. I'm actually surprised by how well this is grabbing. I think that that's not bad at all, but I don't like the, I don't know, other Nerfers have called these Tupperware containers of rival rounds in the past, and I'm just not a huge believer in that. So I'm going to go ahead and let you put this on one more time. And then I'm going to grab this, just for the purposes of making my point. So this is my battle belt, and it's very similar to the Draculina's battle belt. Now, the belt itself is like a $12 to $15 Condor duty belt, and it's excellent. It's served me for, I think, 4 years now, just a very long time. There are some narrow base magazine holders on here, but what I want to talk about is the dump pouch. You could hold 200 Rivals rounds in this dump pouch, and it costs $6 at Army Navy Surplus. So for the same price of buying just the Tupperware containers, you could have this belt with this dump pouch minus the narrow base holsters and support your local Army Navy Surplus, and it's way cooler. So I'll let you snap that on. This is a bad trade for me. And you can see that that is equally as secure, does not rely on you wearing an additional belt, and the dump pouch is easy to reach in without even looking and grab a whole handful of, these are of course elites, but Rivals rounds would be even easier to grab. You could almost, in theory, if it was just full of Rivals rounds and packed closely enough, have a teammate just shove your magazine in there, and as we know, these are designed to reload upon impact. So I think that makes a pretty solid case for the Rivals, what are they calling these? Battle cases just being a poorly priced positioned product. I think that the ability to add these on is cool, but that's a secondary product that you have to buy at its MSRP. So just on its own, I think that this doesn't do what it's supposed to do, which is add to your ability to load and operate with Rivals blasters. Just my inability to pull out more than 3 of these at a time is crippling in any sort of actual play scenario. I hesitate to use the word combat because we're not in a combat scenario, but if I was playing HVZ, certainly, where you only get one shot at winning, I would never carry anything of this, not only build quality, but also that it's relying on a belt clip that does not fasten, and then that it just is ultimately very inefficient. So this isn't me wailing on this product, it's just I'm very confused at the price point of the product. We can prove that the Rivals rounds are not worth any more than less than half of the product's MSRP, and with that understanding in place, you have to think about it in terms of whether or not the battle cases are worth it. And I say no. If you have a differing opinion, I would love for you to justify that in the comment section below, because I think that would be an interesting discussion for the YouTube's comment section. But I will be giving these away probably at some point. So at free, I guess for free, they're not bad. It might be an Instagram giveaway at this point to reward those loyal enough to watch me post goofy photos of my day-to-day over there. But thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this kind of enlightened you as to what the real cost and price of tactical gear should be. It's tough to beat Army Navy Surplus in any venue, but like if you're gonna buy specific Nerf gear, you cannot do better than Apex weapon systems for holsters and tactical pouches, and then narrow base makes some of the best friction fit clipazine holders on the market. And so if you're going to buy something specific for Nerf, get something bespoke by somebody who really knows what they're doing. And I've been very satisfied with both the belt and the dump pouch and the clipazine holders throughout my Nerf career, and they've held up very well over time, whereas I think that these plastic snaps and clips would last maybe 2 wars before you got either so frustrated you chucked them or they destroyed themselves. This in particular is a very flimsy fastening system. But thank you for watching. I look forward to your comments, and I think that covers it. This was a bonus video, so I will see you next Monday.
Might be able to put a sandwich in it.